I do notice that a lot of patients that I have, it's easy for them to take their thyroid capsule in the morning or their progesterone capsule at night, but sometimes they forget to put that Biest or that estradiol cream on. How do I know my progesterone dose is too high? Hi, I'm Dr. Valorie Davidson from the Progress Your Health podcast.
And I'm Dr. Robert Maki from the Progress Your Health podcast. So today we're going to talk, the last one we did was about high estrogen or estradiol, or how to know if your estradiol dose is too high. So now we thought we would talk about the same thing for progesterone. And usually, to be honest, we've been obviously giving women progesterone for a number of years. And usually the woman sort of can always tell when the progesterone dose is too much. Mm-hmm. And understanding what that looks like or what she would feel is sort of a good idea, because a blood test might not tell you enough.
No, exactly. A blood test is just a snapshot. It gives you a little bit of data. We want to get the whole picture by getting those symptoms. So, for example, the oral progesterone, so an oral progesterone capsule, you might take that in the evening because progesterone orally can make you a little more tired or groggy because it helps upregulate GABA. Now, there's two different types of progesterone oral capsules. There's instant release and there's sustained release. So the instant release goes right into your system pretty quickly. So that helps somebody if they're having trouble falling asleep. Mm-hmm. Now, if they're having trouble staying asleep, which has always been kind of my issue, and I think a lot of my patients that I've talked to too, that's kind of a bigger picture, is being able to stay asleep, is we might do a progesterone sustained release. So when they take it, it stays in their system a little bit longer. Now, ideally, that progesterone is supposed to be mostly out of their system by the morning. There still can be a little bit, but mostly out. So if that progesterone isn't coming out of their system and it's still elevated in the morning, then that can make you feel tired. So women will say in the morning, oh, it's hard for me to get up. It's hard for me to get going. I kind of feel sort of groggy. And I want to have some coffee or some caffeine. So that, and then you can also test the blood to kind of pair with that, which we can talk about. I don't know if you want to switch that apart, but I will definitely say one of the biggest symptoms is somebody feeling tired the next day. Now, if they are and they're on sustained release, then a really quick, easy fix to that is just switch them over to an instant release.
When they haven't been sleeping well and now they start sleeping, they might get a little bit more groggy in the short term as their sleep they might have a little bit more grogginess initially, but if it persists after a few days, then you know that the dose is probably a little too much.
Now, if you're doing HRT and you're taking any form of estradiol, you really want to take progesterone, absolutely, to protect that uterine lining from that increasing the risk of uterine cancer. But depending on what your level of progesterone dose is, you could reduce it down if you're having that grogginess. Now, I know some other symptoms that we've talked about before with the progesterone dose being too high, or somebody might be a little bit sensitive to it, is getting puffy. They'll say, oh, I get kind of puffy and bloated.
Yeah, well, almost like they're coming up to a period, like now a man telling a woman, excuse me, what? Yeah, a little bit. A man telling a woman what progesterone is going to feel like. I've never taken progesterone, but I said, over the years, I've said you'll sort of know it if you feel it, right? It'll feel like you're getting your period, but you're not really going to get one. You get some of the, like I said, the puffy feeling, where they just feel a little uncomfortable. And that's how you know if the progesterone dose is a little too much.
Now, I will say, I take progesterone. So I'm 53 years old at the time we're doing this podcast, and I take progesterone as part of my HRT. And I was doing the sustained release. Mm-hmm. And then when I tested my blood, the next morning, so you take your sustained release progesterone oral capsule the night before, go in for your blood test. I think I went in it was probably like maybe 12 or 13 hours after I had taken my progesterone capsule because I slept all night, woke up, went to the lab at 9:30, and my progesterone blood level was a little high. It was definitely in the high teens. Mm-hmm. And I think that might be part of the bloating because it's holding on to some of the water weight.
Yep.
So that I could say could be, but mainly when the estradiol level is a little too high or somebody's sensitive to it, that's where they'll notice the breast tenderness specifically, as opposed to that bloating with that progesterone. Some people will also report with the low progesterone is a low mood, that they just don't feel as jazzed. Not that they're sad, but some people can feel like their mood is a little bit lower if that progesterone level is a little bit too high.
Yeah. What I've, now granted, again, like I said, this is a man telling women how they're supposed to feel on hormones. But usually when a woman's starting progesterone, 100 milligrams, even 50 milligrams, depending if she's on any estrogen or not, Yeah, it says if the dose is too much, you'll sort of know it when it happens. Almost like you're going to get a period. Like it's just going to start, but it never really quite starts. But it's like I said, it's more subjective. Like they just feel a certain way as opposed to, like you said, being related to a blood level, unless their level. So what would you expect? They take the progesterone the night before. Okay, they go to the lab the following day. You said between 2 to 5 is where you typically see progesterone. So it really does sort of depend on the person. I know there's a percentage. Some women just don't tolerate progesterone very well, as far as oral progesterone. The other one that has been popular as of maybe the last couple of years, at least online, is using vaginal progesterone or a progesterone suppository. What do you think about that?
Oh, I love transvaginal progesterone. I've used that with women, especially women in early pregnancy. We might use that. A lot of women, like you said, you don't tolerate the oral. We can do it transvaginally, or you can do it transdermally on the inner thigh. Everybody's a little bit different. Some women really like the transvaginal progesterone. It's a way to really kind of get into that bloodstream really quickly. It's good for the uterus. That's why I use it a lot with women that might be, we're worried about a miscarriage and they're recently pregnant. Yeah. That's a good idea. But then, of course, when you're putting on transvaginal progesterone every day, it can be a little, it's just like one more thing to do.
Sure.
I do notice that a lot of patients that I have, it's easy for them to take their thyroid capsule in the morning or their progesterone capsule at night, but sometimes they forget to put that Biest or that estradiol cream on because it's one more step. So thinking about, I have to do this transvaginally, it's like, I'm just saying, it's, from a gal's point of view, it's just enough to wash off your makeup and brush your teeth and floss your teeth and take your contacts out. And then I've got it, it's like one more step to do. So I do like the idea of it. It just depends on the person on whether they feel like, yes, I'm going to make this a part of my routine, or that just seems like too much work.
Right. So would you say that the blood level of progesterone makes any difference, or does it really come down to, it probably does to a certain extent, I'm sort of answering my own question, but it's more about how they feel with the progesterone as opposed to what the blood number shows. So again, it still comes down to a little bit about the blood level, but a lot of it is subjective, like, how they're feeling on it. Sort of determines whether that, and a woman sort of can determine herself if that dose is too high. But if she's on estrogen, right now, there's sometimes limitations on how low that progesterone dose can go.
Yeah, if they have a uterus, because you want to protect that uterine lining. Now, most, like you said, there are a few women that can't tolerate the oral progesterone. It just makes them feel very anxious. Yeah. I will say there is a population on that. I have a lot of patients like that, but a lot of people do really like their progesterone. Like they love their progesterone, that they want to take their progesterone every night because it's very relaxing. It helps them get a good night's sleep. They wake up. It's just, too much of a good thing can be can be not a good thing. Right. So if the progesterone were too high, you could have some of those symptoms of the bloating, of the low libido, maybe the breast fullness just from the water weight, because they can notice some water weight gain on that. And then, of course, the grogginess in the morning if they're doing more of an oral.
Yeah. So the episode we did right before this was about how to know when your estradiol dose is too high. So you can probably find the link for that one somewhere up above. This one, of course, is, there's not as many dosing options sort of there is, but, if someone's on HRT, they're going to be usually on a standard amount. So you can check out the estrogen one in the link or the area up here somewhere or in the description down below.
I think we kind of went over the main points. There could be a couple other things that listeners might say, hey, I can chime in on this and tell you when my progesterone was too high and what I felt. Everybody's different. So anyone that has any comments, please leave them. I'd love to hear your experience.
Yeah. So feel free to write down in the comments below. That would be really nice to see.
Pointing in weird.
Yeah. This way, that way, up and down. It'd be great to see, what people have to say about that. Anything else to add, or we cut this one off?
Oh, I think this was good. Like I said, any comments, I'd love to see what you have to say. Thank you. I'm Dr. Valorie. All right, bye.